That special touch.
Well, good afternoon. Actually, it's good morning still. It's 11:30-ish, and I am Carol Stanley here with that special touch of God's excellence. And I just, my whole deal is to help you step into your excellence and be everything that God designed you to be. My book, Born to Be Awesome, is so helpful to you from the standpoint of you got to know who you are and whom you serve, right? Because we all serve spirit, mind, and body. And I want to share with you, as I always do. Well, first of all, back up. I want to acknowledge BD Local, because BD Local is this fabulous video podcasting network that you are experiencing today on Facebook Live and on YouTube. And I have in studio with me a wonderful gal, Patty Milligan, and you're going to be blessed by her today in that what she does to really reach out and help you, again, step into your excellence and be yourself, meaning know thyself, right? Like
Yes,
old Hippocrates. Right. No, who said that? Socrates. Anyway, I want to share with you, as I do each Friday morning, the Jesus Calling. It's my favorite of all the devotionals I have. When you've walked with the Lord a long time, his word gets even more valuable to you and more sweet and more true. Oh my goodness, especially in this world around us today. Holy moly, right? But I want to share with you what he says to us today. So this is him speaking to you and I. It says, "Meet me in the morning stillness, while the earth is fresh with the dew of my presence. Worship me in the beauty of holiness." I love that line. In the beauty of holiness. Wow. Being holy is something that you go to the source to find, and copying somebody who is holy doesn't get you there. Just like copying anybody doesn't get you there. It's being who you are that gets you anywhere you want to go. But anyway, so it says, "Sing love songs to my holy name. As you give yourself to me, my spirit swells within you till you are flooded with divine presence." Isn't that a neat picture? The world's way of pursuing riches is grasping and hoarding. You attain my riches by letting go and giving. The more you give yourself to me and my ways, the more I will fill you with inexpressible heavenly joy. Wow. I don't know about you, but I kind of dig that, and I want that for my own life.
Absolutely.
Yes. And it's taken from Psalm 29:2, which is, give unto the Lord give unto the Lord the glory due to his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. And it's taken also from 1 Peter 1:8, which says this, "Though you have not seen him, you love him. And even though you do not see him now, you believe in him and are filled with an inexpressible and glorious joy." I love that. And, I actually read tomorrow's word for us today, and that's probably as it should be. Today's actually says this. It says, "You cannot serve two masters. If I am truly your master, you will desire to please me above all others. If pleasing people is your goal, you will be enslaved to them." And you know what? That really kind of goes to what we're going to talk about today.
Yes.
Isn't that cool? People can be harsh taskmasters when you give them this power over you. Oh, are we going to talk about this today? If I am the master of your life, I will also be your first love. Your serving me is rooted and grounded in my vast unconditional love for you. The lower you bow down before me, the higher I lift you up into intimate relationship with me. The joy of living in my presence outshines all other pleasures. I want you to reflect my joyous light by living in increasing intimacy with me. Isn't that neat? I love the idea of reflecting light. We women like bling, right? We like diamonds and pretty sparkly, sparkly things. And if you stop and think about it, what a diamond, diamond comes out of the earth, heavily pressured coal, if you will. It's the hardest substance known to man on this planet. And what's really cool is that all the cutting of the diamond and all the bumping up against other stones, that bumping and polishing, none of us like to be cut or bumped against, right? In life, this is an analogy, but the more we are cut and bumped against, the more beautiful we reflect God's light. Isn't that a cool image? I love that. That the more tough stuff we go through, if we have the right attitude and we're always looking up and trusting God in our life, what happens is you get more beautiful and you reflect that beauty and that light to other people, which is it's God's beautiful presence. It's his excellence in you. Isn't that neat? Well, I tell you, we are in for a treat today because we are going to be talking with Patricia Milligan. Patty, right?
Yeah,
You
Patty.
like Patty
I do.
best. Yeah,
Yeah.
Patty Milligan. And the cool thing about Patty is that she is in the business of helping to ease your mind and free yourself, free who you are. Authentic Thoughts is the name of her business, and she is a coach. She is a
Licensed mental health therapist.
licensed mental health therapist.
Yes.
All right. So, Patty, when I was reading God's word to us today, whoa, right?
Yeah, it
You-
fits in perfectly. There was one
Yes.
spot in there that you said that on the May 4th reading where you were talking about how you don't want to be somebody else. You wanted to be authentically
yeah.
you.
Absolutely.
And that's where the name of my business came in because I wanted people to be authentically who they are.
Good. I want you to be a little closer to the
Right.
mic. There you go. Okay.
Hello.
And we're talking to one incredible, beautiful person out there, as well as all of you. But
Yes.
you know, it's one person at a time, and that's what coaching is all about too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. It is. It's so important to be who we are, isn't it?
It's very important to be who you are. If you're
Oh.
not who you are, then
Who are you?
who are you? Absolutely.
Yeah. And so many of us, for some people, it truly takes almost a lifetime to get that figured out.
It does. And that's it hurts my heart that it sometimes takes people that long. But you know, even if it is that long,
Yeah.
at least you figured it out, right?
Yes. And not to feel badly if you haven't figured out who you're going to be when you grow up.
Right.
Because all of us go through that
We do.
in one way or another, if not many ways in many years. I've always been involved with basically what I do now in some form. In other words, I loved being on stage, loved recording, loved modeling, loved doing all the stuff I did. But what really, excuse me, what really cranks my tractor is helping other people step into their excellence. And it took all of that stuff that God allowed me to do because I get it. I understand all those realms of television and radio, and I understand it. Being on film and being on stage and all that stuff, I get it so that I can help you get it too and really step into who you want to be and who you are. And sometimes, so for me, it took me doing all that stuff to come to this place of finally going, okay, you know what? What I feel God's pleasure, it's when I am coaching.
Hmm.
I love the Chariots of Fire story.
Isn't that lovely?
Oh, it's a beautiful
Yes.
story because the guy was a beautiful Christian. He served the Lord. He was on the mission field with his sister, and yet here he is now running in the Olympics.
Yes.
This is in the 30s. And his sister gets in his face this one day, and she says, "All right, Eric, what is the matter with you? You should be on the mission field with me." And he just calmly looks her in the face and he says, "Because, my darling, I feel God's pleasure when I run. I love the mission field, but I feel God's pleasure when I run." And I thought, whoa, that's a perfect definition of walking in God's purpose.
Right. Absolutely.
And I don't want to steal a lot of your thunder today because what I want you to do is stay with us for this segment and then go get a cup of tea or whatever and come back for the full second segment today where we really explore Patty's expertise. And she is here to serve you. Oh my goodness. And we're going to talk today a little bit about narcissism and what that is and the victims therein and how to get help, right?
Absolutely. And there is help. That's the important thing to know. There is help.
Yeah, there is help. And there's so many people that have had to deal with a narcissistic person. And we're going to talk about what that really is. But oh my gosh, narcissism is, can really, especially in our culture today,
No, it's on
run.
the rise,
Oh
which is very
man.
sad. It is on
Yeah.
the rise. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the sociopath or psychopath as well. It's a very intense character disorder that somebody has.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of it around, and a lot of people don't understand, when you say narcissism, you
What is
think,
that?
oh,
Yeah.
look, I look beautiful, and that there's so much more to it than that.
Oh, big time. Because it isn't you're not narcissistic just because you know who you are and
Right.
you're okay with who you are. That isn't narcissism. That's just being cool with God being who you being his child and representing him well. But oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. I have a dear friend who and no names mentioned here on purpose, but I have a dear friend who was married to a super narcissist, and nobody was picking up on this. And until he stole a ton of money and basically left her high and dry.
Mm.
And oh my gosh, the pain around that was huge. So I know that there are victims out there, probably more than we want to admit,
Absolutely.
but it's so important that you understand that there are these incredible people around that are trained to help you and really give you a way around and out of that kind of victimization, right? Because oh my goodness. In fact, I was going to share a little bit still in this segment about the fact I love T. Harv Eker. I've been highly trained by him, and he's such a character. But anyway, he likes to say this: "Don't believe a word I say." And he says, don't believe a word you say either, because everybody has, all of our brains have been filled with everything that people around us, from parents to teachers to everybody that you've come in contact with since you were a little baby,
Mm-hmm.
is filling your head with who you think you are. And I know it took me quite a while in life. I went forward and accepted the Lord when I was 13. But when you're 13, you don't really know who you are yet either.
Correct.
So it took me a while, as it does everybody, to figure out who I really am and to really understand what it meant to be his child. And his child freed me. His child freed me to be full on who I am, regardless of the precious parents I had, regardless of my teachers, regardless of all the training I've had and all the yada, 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 because there is a ton of stuff out there trying to tell you who you are that ain't necessarily so.
Correct.
I love the songs from Porgy. It ain't necessarily so. Anyway, but the thing is, nothing is anything until you make it something, and then it becomes whatever you make it, right? So it's all about choice and belief, really. It comes down to choice of who are you listening to, who are you reading, who are you hanging out with, because those things affect you deeply, and it's your choice to believe. And I know for me, clearly, whom I really believe is the Lord Jesus and his word, because that's trustworthy in any culture, in any place on the planet, where you can't always trust the culture you're living in. You can't always trust the family you're with, even though that's what we all want to do. And then it even includes your church family, because we're all just fouled up human beings. We're all schmucks, and we need a savior, and that's why we're there to learn and encourage and help each other. And not everybody is helpful because they haven't learned to be helpful yet, right? And I'm on another rabbit trail. But I love what Socrates said, because he said, know thyself. And God has always said that to us. Know who you are. You're my child. You're precious. You're fearfully and wonderfully made. He's just got all these wonderful definitions for you to grab onto and know that you know who you are and whom you serve. And so, like I said, I just have a bunch of really cool notes that I was going to share with you today. You know what? All the stuff in your head is not who you are. It's who you've learned to be. And so it's so important that you choose to believe God, that you choose to believe in yourself for all the right reasons and act based on that information as opposed to not acting. Because the thing is, action is really important in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is.
if we don't act on it, we're kind of in trouble. Not kind of, we are. Anyway, your mind is all about helping you to survive. And so it becomes really important to understand your subconscious and your conscious mind, because survival and protection is what your subconscious is designed to do. As well as, obviously, you have an amygdala brain, reptilian brain in the center of your brain, that it's all about that. It's all about, and amygdala is your fear. You know, that's where you will gut react to anything that comes at you. And worry and overwhelm are basically fear-based. And there's only two emotions in this life, love and fear. And your love and faith are tied together, faith and fear. But the faith-love side is way stronger than your fear side. But when you're in fear, you feel like that's the strong one, right?
Absolutely.
But it's not. When you choose, and again, choose is a key word here. When you choose to step into love and faith, it changes everything. So, enough about me and what I wanted to share with you today in this segment. But please know that our sponsor, Catherine Evans, is a fabulous broker. She can hook you into any insurance solution you need. And you know what? You don't pay her a dime. She loves on you. She's so knowledgeable. And she will get you what you need and just serve you so well. And oh my goodness, is that worth $1 million? It just is. Even though you don't pay her. But she has access to all the insurance options for you, including your health care, including your Medicare, including any kind of insurance you need. She will help you understand all of it and get into exactly what you uniquely need to do really, really well in this life. And so I just really encourage you, get a hold of her, Kay Evans at strategicinsurancesolutions.net. Again, Kay Evans at strategicinsurancesolutions.net. Get a hold of her. You can reach her also at 253-861-2959. 2959. It's very important that you get a hold of her. And please plan on, we're going to take a little break in a couple minutes here, and then plan on coming back, because we are talking today with Patty Milligan, and she is a licensed
Mental health counselor.
Mental health counselor.
Yes.
Yes. A licensed mental health counselor, and really deals beautifully with the victims primarily of narcissistic behavior, right?
Correct.
So we're going to talk about what that is. We're going to help you understand the whole ball of wax and really serve you well today with Patty's expertise. So do come back to us today. So Patty, what I'd like you to do is just invite them from your heart to come back and see us.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, hello. I think that there are a lot of people who are out there that are hurting, and they may not know why they're hurting so much. It just be they have some anxiety, some depression, or whatever, but deep down inside they're hurting. So I really do encourage you to come back and hear what it is that could possibly help you get out of
Right.
that place.
Right. So important.
Yes.
Oh, Patty is a love. You will so appreciate her knowledge base and give you some really sound information and sound tips as to how to help and how you can get a hold of her to go deeper. Because so often that's exactly what we really need, and we're afraid. We don't know who to go to. We don't know quite what to do. So do come back and see us. We're just going to take a very short break, a little commercial break here, and then come back with Patty Milligan, forgive me.
That's okay.
Patty, not Mulligan, Milligan.
Milligan.
Patty Milligan and Carol Stanley with that special touch of God's excellence for you. Be right back. Catherine Evans listens and guides you in developing a personal and financial plan that reflects your values and goals. And she is so easy to talk to. Remember, this is Medicare open enrollment time. Contact Catherine Evans at kevans@strategicinsuranceSolutions.net or call her at 253-861-2959. Again, that's kevans@strategicinsuranceSolutions.net. Have you ever struggled with stage or screen nerves or confidence? Or wanting to present at your best but just didn't know how? I'm Carol Stanley, and it's my passion to see you transform into the awesome person you were meant to be, to speak or sing at your best, and make the difference in this world you were meant to make. In my book, Born to be Awesome, a guide to presenting with brilliance on stage or camera through the power of God in you, a few of the things you will discover are that your nerves are your best friend, how to access the sweet spot of your voice, how to obtain the key that unlocks greatness in you, and what you think truly does matter. I am here to guide you to discover your significance, who you truly are. I give you the secrets and tools to speaking and presenting with confidence and brilliance on any stage or camera as you tap into the power of God in you. Readers tell me that they feel like they've spent hours talking to me, their own personal coach. It's time to turn your stage fright into excitement and God-given brilliance, becoming your true self, bold, brave, excellent, and awesome. Start today with my book and coaching. I look forward to helping you blossom in God's garden of excellence. Have you taken expensive training on how to sell? Most of us do. But have you ever wondered why people buy from you or not? Hi, I'm Carol Stanley, voice performance coach and certified trainer focusing on training business professionals to step up to new levels in professional communication, presentation skills, and taking their sales and revenue to new levels. I want to share with you a system I use and train others to use that's called Bank Code, which can increase your sales 300% or more. Bank Code gives you the secrets, the science, and the solutions to knowing why people buy from you. Salespeople often feel most comfortable sharing from their lens or personality style instead of their clients. Speaking only your language may be the number one reason why you're not rocking your sales or being effective in your relationships. Bank Code is scientifically proven to accurately predict buying behavior of your prospect in less than 90 seconds. Through face-to-face and online training, I help you understand your client's language and communication style so you can customize each of your sales presentations to meet their needs, maximize your effectiveness, and increase your sales in less time. Go to mybankcode.com/CL Stanley. Use the password CL Stanley, all one word, and save $100 and more. I think you will find your results informative as they are based on your biology. I look forward to helping you turn your no's into yeses and, in fact, improve all your relationships. Okay, so here we are. We're back. Carol Stanley here with that special touch of God's excellence, because the truth is, it's His excellence in you, right, that makes you born to be awesome. And, of course, that's my book that you can get on Amazon or barnesandnobles.com. And I just encourage you, we are in studio today with Patty Milligan. And again, last segment, we just introduced her. She is a fabulous mental health specialist that can help you. And so I have her in studio today because we want to really get into talking in depth about her work. And again, I want to mention to you BD Local, our wonderful video podcasting network that we're on. Please check them out. You know what? This is such a fabulous, in today's age, people need and want to see you. Video is huge and it's incredibly important. So come on, check them out. You can have your own podcast. You can be on our show, whatever suits your boat, right? Suits your fancy. And so I also want to mention, again, Catherine Evans, who is one of our sponsors. She is a fabulous insurance broker that can hook you into anything that you need uniquely and really serve you well. Get a hold of her at kevans@strategicinsuranceSolutions.net. You can call her at 253-861-2959. But do get a hold of Catherine. You can always, again, if you catch our show, her information is always just right up behind me, and so you can get a hold of her anytime. But Patty, we
Hi.
are so happy to have you in
Thank
studio.
you.
And this is the deal. Patty's business is called Authentic Thoughts. I love that because it's so important to be honest, authentic, standing in integrity and love. I teach that hail, and it's so important. And I love this subtitle. It's Ease Your Mind, Free Yourself. Yourself, the self in you, right?
Yes.
So, Patty,
Yes. Hi.
hi. I love it. This is great. So, tell us again in your own words who you are and what you do.
Okay, so my name is Patty Milligan, and I am a licensed mental health counselor associate.
Slow that down and tell us
Yes,
again.
I did say that I would probably talk too fast,
I'm a coach and I never stop coaching. Okay.
and I appreciate that. So I am a licensed mental health counselor associate.
Okay.
I opened my business about a year and a few months ago.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can do any type of mental health counseling, anxiety, depression, grief counseling. But I do focus on people who have suffered underneath the abuse of a narcissist, a psychopath, or a sociopath.
Wow, that's
Yes.
a mouthful.
And there's a lot of psychological, emotional, and a mental abuse that is associated with that.
Boy, is there ever.
Yes.
So give us a really good definition we can wrap our brains around of narcissism, for one.
That's really hard, actually.
I know.
There's a gentleman called Dr. George Simon who works with narcissists themselves. And as he puts it, there really is a spectrum, like autism spectrum of
Wow.
narcissism
Okay.
or a character disorder people.
Wow.
So just because you have one person out there that you look at and you say, oh, he's a narcissist, doesn't mean that the next person you look at isn't. It's very possible that that person is as well. You just have to know the traits of it.
Got
So
it. So what are the traits?
Well, typically you have somebody who it's all about them. And like
Yeah.
you said, there's narcissism in everybody.
Well, yeah.
Because it is nature. It's
It's
natural.
it's innate that it's
completely.
all about us, right?
It is all about us, but not to the point that other people suffer.
No. And that's kind of where it crosses that line.
It
isn't
does cross that
Yeah.
line. And so, sometimes people think of narcissism as gosh, I never remember how to say it, in the Greek,
Yeah.
the guy that looks at the pool of water and, oh, I'm so beautiful and he can't do anything else.
Yeah.
There are narcissists out there that make sure that they are the best looking people out there, but not all of them are like that.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's all about them. They are always right. You are always wrong. They twist and turn your words around to make you think that you're crazy, gaslighting. There's like, I have a list. They minimize everything you do. They will blatantly lie to your face, even though you have proof that what they are saying is a lie. They'll just say it's not a lie, and they'll twist it so that you can start believing that they are telling you the truth.
And I tell you, I've known people like that in my life.
Absolutely. And they are so manipulative. That's the other thing. They deny everything that you say. If they've done something, it's no, I didn't do that. And they will never take responsibility
No.
for themselves. They
It's always-
rationalize everything.
It's always somebody else's issue.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. They shame you.
Wow.
Yes. They guilt trip you. They can play the victim so
Yeah.
that people feel sorry for them.
Yep.
They rewrite history, believe it or not.
Yeah. I do believe it. Yes.
I do believe it as well. They feign ignorance. You know how sometimes when you're talking to somebody, you're like, oh, I didn't know that. Well, some people, that happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But when it's all the time where you know that they knew it, but they're like, oh, I didn't know that. So
Mhm.
there's a lot to narcissism.
Yeah.
There's a really great book by this Dr. George Simon called In Sheep's Clothing.
May I hold this
Yeah,
up?
absolutely.
Okay. Because we're visual.
Right.
In Sheep's Clothing, okay, this is a fabulous book by George Simon Jr., PhD, and Understanding and Dealing with Manipulative People. You can,
Yes.
can
You
people,
can get it on Amazon. You
Sure.
can go to his website as
Okay.
well. But you
in
can,
Sheep's Clothing.
yes.
Okay.
And the first part of the book goes into all the different types of narcissistic people or
Aha.
character disorder people there are. There are overt and covert.
Okay.
They're passive. They're aggressive. So when you ask me to give a definition, it's really very difficult.
Yeah.
It's just innately figuring it out and knowing what you're dealing with and how, therefore, then to deal with that type of person.
And they're usually highly intelligent.
Yes.
My experience with narcissists has been that they're highly intelligent, which makes them really dangerously able to manipulate the heck out of you.
Completely. And the thing is, too, that there are several people, or many, many, many people, that think that, these people are highly damaged and they don't recognize what they're doing.
They
Well,
do know what the heck
They
they're doing.
completely know what they are doing.
Yeah, and they get off on it.
Absolutely get
Yeah.
off on it.
Yeah.
And if they can control their behavior for other people, they can certainly control their behavior for you.
Interesting. Yeah.
And that's the hardest part when I have a client sitting in front of me and I tell them that. That I think is the hardest for them to hear.
Yeah.
That these people know that they are doing what they are doing to you.
And but you kind of, at least my experience with this one gentleman who was off the charts and deeply hurted a dear friend of mine. Yeah, it's like I knew he knew what he was doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But confronting him,
Oh yeah.
it's almost too difficult for most people to do.
And you know what? He was so charming. He could charm his way out of any paper bag.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So people ask me all the time, why did I start working?
Well, yeah, that was going to be one of
Okay.
my questions.
Right.
So how did you get into this
How did I
business?
start getting into this business? Well,
Yes.
for 28 years, I was married to a narcissist.
Aha.
I know what they are like inside and out. I understand them,
Yeah.
and I understand what to do and what not to do.
Oh, that's good. What
and
not to do is a good thing.
Yes, and this book that I was talking about, it really helps as well. But it took me a long time
Yeah.
to get enough strength and ability to leave.
That is such a powerful statement you just made, because so many women who are caught into these relationships with a very manipulative, narcissistic person, and like you were sharing, that can have different shades of color, but it's so damning and so damaging to the person who's hooked into that it takes a tremendous amount of courage to walk away, because you think, well, I should just be able to get past this. They're not beating me up. They're not, but yet
Right.
they are really emotionally.
Right.
They're beating the heck out of you.
Yes.
But to get the courage to walk away from any abusive situation.
It's hard.
It's
It
very
is
hard.
very hard. So
Yeah.
when you do it, kudos to you. Celebrate that,
Yeah.
because it is huge. It's a huge undertaking. And with dealing with a narcissist, a lot of people think that this person is a fabulous, wonderful person.
Oh boy, do they ever.
Outside world, he or she, it can be she, is very well liked, is funny, gets along with everybody,
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
want, and they think, other people look at you and your family and go, oh, what a great family they have. When you close the door, it's far from it. And people have a hard time believing that you are suffering.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally get that. And again, in the situation that I know of, a dear friend who was married to a narcissist on steroids. Yeah. And the, the damaging effect it had.
It did. So, I mean, I have story after story after story that I think a
So-
lot of people could relate to on
Yeah,
that.
so you've been in practice, you had shared about what, a little over
A little
year.
over a year.
And you came into this, of course you're licensed, and so you've been trained.
Right.
Plus you have this life experience that's worth its
Correct.
weight in gold. So what okay, so the kind of counseling you do is with the victims of narcissism, and what kind of help can you give them?
What typically happens when people come in, sometimes they've heard enough about narcissism and gaslighting and all of
Okay,
the
explain that term, gaslighting.
that's where somebody will purposely twist and turn everything you think and feel to make you think you're crazy.
Which,
So-
yep, and that was happening to my friend.
Right.
Yep. Okay.
And it's deliberate and it's slow. It's not one of those things where, somebody twists and turns your word and you catch it. It's
So how did that term come about? So gaslighting, so people can help
Actually, it
understand.
came about from a movie back in the 40s.
Oh, I love it. This is great.
Yes, where a man married a very wealthy woman
Yeah.
and he made her go crazy so that he could get her inheritance. So, and it's called gaslighting. I think Ingrid Bergman was in
Oh,
it.
wow.
Don't
Okay.
quote me on that one.
But, yeah.
that's where the terminology came
Isn't
from.
that
Yes.
interesting? See, I find stuff like that fascinating.
Yes.
That the term for twisting things and making you feel like you're the problem,
Right.
when really it's the
It's
person.
them, right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fab. I love that. So remember, gaslighting, what that is.
Yes. Yes.
It's that person twisting it and throwing it back on you.
And you questioning yourself.
Yeah.
No, maybe I am wrong. Maybe the sky
Right
isn't blue.
on,
Maybe the
right
sky is
on.
purple like he says it is, right?
Yeah. Or pink with purple polka dots.
Right.
Yeah.
Could
Hey.
be. In his world, it may be. Who knows, right?
Okay, so you had mentioned a couple other things.
Mm-hmm.
So narcissism is one, and you had mentioned two other things.
Gaslighting.
No,
Oh,
as far
okay.
as syndromes or
Oh, a sociopath
okay. So what's a sociopath?
and a psychopath. So
Yes.
all three of those are major character disorders, and they are so very much intertwined. And there's just a fine
Fine lines between them. Yeah.
them. If you just listen to what we've been talking about, pretty much it's a character disorder. That's all you
Okay.
really need to understand.
Okay,
to
so
get
it's a
help.
character disorder.
Mhm.
I love this because I'm learning too.
Mm-hmm.
A character disorder, because again, I've known young people
Mhm.
that were traumatized in some way or another as children, but they wind up being narcissistic, sociopathic, and psychopathic all at the same time. I mean, does that
It's-
make sense?
They have so many of the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar kinds of things.
Yes.
So, what is typically what stands out to you as a sociopathic character disorder?
Right. That is, again, that is so much into.
Same kind of things as
Yeah,
narcissism.
it's really very hard to define where
Okay.
people can understand it.
Okay.
So right.
So
I'm
if
sorry.
that's okay, because the bottom line here is that you help me, the victim,
Yes.
of if I've been with a sociopathic, psychopathic, narcissistic person, and I am totally destroyed. I don't
Yes.
know who I am, what I'm about. I am victimized all the way through.
Correct.
You're the thing I want you dear people out there to know is that Patty is your help. Patty's the one that can help you deal with your victimization and help you heal and get yourself back. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Because a lot of people that come in to see me, they no longer know who they authentically are.
Oh, and you know what? That's rampant anyway.
It is.
And so once you've been beaten down, it's like doubly hard to figure
Yes.
out who you are, which, you and I both in some ways share the same heart for helping people. Me being, my tag, if you will, is a performance and presentation skills coach, but I'm a full meal deal also, helping people to know who they are and to be able to present that to the world in a healthy way and a very effective way. And so you are helping to put them back together so that they
Yes.
can
Give
They
them the
get-
tools that they need
Yeah.
because they've lost their tools.
Yeah. Oh, good. I like that.
Yeah.
You've lost their toolbox.
Yes.
Yes.
And you ask a question.
Yeah.
What is your favorite color? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something simple like that. What's your favorite? I no longer know. I
Yeah.
don't have any hopes. I don't have any dreams. I don't have any
Wow.
desires. I no longer know who I am. So many years ago, I went to an event and I sat down at this table with people I really didn't know.
Yeah.
And this lady who was sitting to my right looked at me and goes, "Who are you?" And I looked at her and went, "Well, my name is Patty Milligan. I have 2 children." And she stopped me.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
goes, "No, that's not what I asked you. I
Yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah.
who are you?" And I just looked at her and went, "I have no idea."
You know what? In my work, quite often I will start an exercise with my audience the same way. So find a partner and tell them who you are.
Right.
And then I have them all share, right? And it's almost always their family of origin,
Yep.
their business, in other words, what they do.
What they do for a living.
yeah.
And it's Wayne Dyer that says, "I'm a human being, not a human
doing. Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And so now I can answer those questions because I am courageous. I left.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
traveled
yeah.
cross country with all that I owned in a car to come out here in order to get away. I'm adventurous because I did that, right? I'm strong. So
Mhm.
there's more to me than just I'm a woman and I have 2 children,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And going through my own counseling with a phenomenal counselor, by the way, helped me to recognize who my authentic self was.
Good. Yeah.
And now I want to help others do the same.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
the tools that I give you will help propel you forward in ways that you probably can't even imagine at this point in your life.
Yeah. And it's so important to get a hold of those tools. And of course, where I come from very strongly with the book that I've written and the years and years of training other people is it really changes everything when you know, first and foremost, that you are a beautiful, beloved child of God. And that's kind of where it starts. And from there, you find out you're loving, you find out you're courageous, you find out all kinds of things. One of the questions that I love asking clients who are coming to me for voice and so forth is, I want you to give me 3 words that are you all the time. No caveats. And then I have them, of course, and that's a difficult question for
It's
people.
very difficult,
Yes, it
especially the
is.
people who have had
Yeah,
to deal
have
with
had to
these
deal with-
character disorders.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I really encourage you, people, you've got to see Patty Milligan. I want
Thank
to say
you.
Mulligan.
That's all right.
Mulligan Stew. No,
That's
Milligan.
exactly what everybody says. So
Yeah.
it's Milligan,
Milligan.
M-I-L-L.
M-I-L. See, now you won't forget it.
Right.
Yes. We have made a deal of it. So Milligan, Patty Milligan. How can they get a hold of you, Patty?
Well, there are 2 ways. I do have a website, and it's www.authenticthoughtsllc.com.
Good.
And then I have a cell phone number that you can call or text. I prefer that if you call and I don't answer, you must leave a message. I cannot call you back unless you do,
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
don't know if the other person answering the phone should know that you're calling me.
Yep.
And my number is 253-432-6573.
432-6573.
73.
So
Yes.
it's a 253 number.
Correct.
And it's 432-6573.
Yes.
Please get a hold of Patty Milligan and, just have a conversation with her. She is designed by God uniquely to really, truly help you and give you what you need to recover from the abuse of being with these character disorders. It's so common, it's just unreal. So please do get a hold of Patty. Have a conversation. She is here to help you. God bless you today, and thank you for being with us. Thank you for tuning in to
And thank
BD
you.
Local and Patty Milligan. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you next time. Bye-bye for now. Are you aware that 93% of your communication is wrapped up in your delivery? Your words only make up 7% of your communication. Your delivery is in what I call the sweet spot of your voice. Hi, I'm Carol Stanley, and I love bringing to business professionals and church leaders the magic of awesome, confident communication and presentation skills. Here are some vocal insights for the next time you are on stage giving a presentation. The sweet spot of your voice encompasses 3 things. First, your thoughts and mental focus. Second, your actual voice with all of its variances, projection, and clarity. And 3, how you carry yourself. First of all, let's start with the mental focus. You must keep your mind fixed on the fact that you and your message are a gift to your audience. Your mind must be on them, not you. Remember, your thoughts communicate louder than your words. As for your voice, it's vital that you learn to use both chambers of your voice so you can project clearly and with great variance and emotion through an open vocal system. Your breath support comes automatically when you know how to open up and use your voice correctly. Finally, your body speaks volumes as you speak or sing and present your message or song. Stand in healthy stature, up, open, and straight with an imaginary bungee cord attached to your head's crown and pulling you up to the ceiling. Your body must be strong but neutral with relaxed arms, comfortable at your sides or together in front of your midriff. Your thoughts, your voice, your stature, and being grounded are critical to your being confident, calm, and secure in your delivery and the gift of you to your audience. I hope that these vocal insights will help you prepare for your next presentation. I look forward to helping you transform into the star you know you are inside, making the difference you were designed to uniquely make, blessing others with the God-given gift of you. Visit my website, voiceperformancecoach.com, so we can stay connected, and there is a gift there for you.
That special touch of God's excellence in you. That special touch of God's excellence in you.